some links once I get these videos loaded. Hey Zoomers, I'm going to mute you for a second, so if you talk to me, I won't be able to hear you for just a second. I'm muting my whole computer so that you don't have to hear the lag on the videos. I've had a couple of requests. If you want to chat me some requests, anything else you have, let me know. We've had a request for some cow face pose, which I love. I'll offer that in some variations with modifications. Don't worry if it's not your favorite, that's okay. I am linking the playlists. So I have a slow jams playlist that I've prepared for today. I know I have that mic on. I hope I'm not talking too loud. The Spotify playlist is kind of like a slow jams playlist, and then Taylor has so kindly prepared a YouTube playlist. Here's one of them. I'll show a different one next week if you prefer that platform. Oh, I love how I'm seeing these comments. And apparently we have captions on Facebook video, which is amazing. I did not know that we had that capability. I knew we were working on it. Awesome. I am so impressed. One more thing to do. I'll reload YouTube. I know some people like to watch on Facebook Live. Some people like to watch on YouTube Live. And then we'll get started in a comfortable seated position if you want to get settled in. Then I'll get back to my Zoomers. I haven't checked y'all's chat or anything. I won't forget ya. Oh, you know, I posted, I think there's, nope, that didn't work. On YouTube, they don't take my spaces with them, so. If you're watching on YouTube, the second comment is the proper link to the Spotify playlist. I think I did everything. Did it on Facebook, did it on YouTube. Hello, everybody. I think I got everybody in on Zoom. Hi, Zoomers. Chat me if you need me. And then actually, since we're starting now, hi, Taylor and Lucina. I see you now, so I get to say hi to you again. Amaryllis. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to see you. I'm going to lock the room now, so I don't have to deal with it later. 5 minutes is a good, hopefully, grace period. Hi. And it takes some effort on my part, which is why I gotta do it. There, okay. Woo. Thanks for your patience, just like every Sunday morning, as I am multitasking and going through everything. Hi, Jameson. If I didn't say hi to you yet, hello, everybody. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. My name is Laura Joy. This is Motown Sunday. I know there's some stuff in the way. I was having tripod, so it's a little junky, but you know, what are you gonna do? Let's get started, please. Comfortable seat. I'm gonna leave the chat open so I can peek at y'all. Zoomers, if you need to talk to me during class, send me a little chat if you have a question or a request. Started. Let me mute everybody if you aren't already. Almost ready. Almost ready. Yes, one more time to resend the playlist, definitely. Glad I saw that. And I'll tell you when to push play on it. We'll start in silence. I'll send it to in the public chat, y'all. Okay, wonderful. Everybody got it? Let's get started in a comfortable seat. Close your eyes and sit up tall. Soften your shoulders and release the weight of your pelvis down toward the floor so that you feel grounded through your belly and down. Relax the muscles of your face and your jaw. You might even open and close your mouth wide a couple times. Wiggle around the lower part of your jaw slowly until you find a soft, comfortable resting place for your jaw and your tongue in your mouth. And just begin to deepen your breath. If you're able to breathe in and out of your nose, let your breath move slowly through your nostrils. And just take a few breaths to pay attention to the way that your breath feels and the way that your breath makes you feel. Your breath could be quiet, or you could create a slight constriction in the muscles of your throat, like you're trying to fog up a mirror on the exhale, or kind of trying to gasp on an inhale, though it is nose breathing. So those are the throat qualities during your nose breathing. That'll create a slight sound and a slight warmth behind your breath. How does your breath help you to show up into your body? How does your breath help you to be here in this moment, paying attention to the messages that your body's sending you? Bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Bow your mind to your heart. If you'd like to set an intention, or if you'd like to dedicate your practice to a person in your life, you can do that now. Okay, lift your chin from your chest, open your eyes, and release your hands away from your heart. You can push play on the playlist now. Starts off pretty slow so we can get it going. And then once you're done doing that, go ahead and make your way onto a tabletop of all fours. So you'll be on your hands and your knees. Place your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders, and spread your fingers. When you're ready, take a big inhale, look up, drop your belly, spread your sitting bones apart from each other. Exhale, round your back, press your spine to the sky, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, glance up, drop your belly, open your heart to the front of the room. Exhale, spine to sky, chin to chest, empty your lungs. Big inhale, look up, drop your belly, reach your tailbone and the crown of your head up. Exhale, hug your ribs in, press your spine to the sky and empty your lungs. Last time to inhale, look up, drop your belly, tuck your toes. Downward dog, exhale. Stretch your hips up and back behind you. Your legs do not have to be straight, they can be profoundly bent. I'd like your spine to be as long and as straight as you can get it. So instead of straight legs, round spine, where your shoulders go forward, I'd rather see bent legs, long spine, stretch your hips up and back. From there, you could bend one knee more than the other and press that other heel more down to the floor to open up through the back of each leg, slowly, one at a time. Then set your knees back down onto the floor so that you're on your same tabletop again. And then sit your hips back to your heels, sit upright. Sitting back on your heels, knees can still be hip width distance or whatever feels good to you. We're not going to be here for very long at all. If you like a foot stretch, keep your toes tucked underneath you. If that's too intense, untuck your toes or sit on something between your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Take a huge breath in. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest, lungs completely. 2 more times. Inhale, circle your arms out and up, reach high. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Last time. Inhale, stretch your arms out and higher, fill your lungs. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Tabletop, all fours. From your hands and your knees, move your body around in any way that works for you. So it could be ribs side to side, as you stretch into the sides of your body and ribs. Or ribs around in a circle, one direction and then the other. You could sit your hips more back to your heels like a child's pose. You could pick up arms and legs. Some people like to stretch their wrists and their forearms by flipping the backs of the hands to the floor or by turning the fingertips to point toward the knees. Anything goes that works for you. And turn these warm-up movements into your second down dog and continue the warm-up movements in an organic way. So you'll tuck your toes, stretch your hips up and back. Continue the pedal out motion or nod your head, yes and no, or move your jaw around again. And walk your hands back to meet your feet. You can bend your knees as much as you need to in that transition. Your feet are sitting bone distance apart, so your heels are underneath the bones that you sit on. Grab a hold of opposite elbows for ragdoll variation, and then shift your weight back to make your heels a little bit heavier. Make the back of your neck long as you drop your head completely. And let the weight of your arms be pulled gently down by gravity. Release your arms so that they drape back down to the floor. Bend your knees generously. Drop your head and roll slowly to standing. Chin is the last to lift, so you take your time as you roll slowly up. Push the floor away from you with your heels to make your legs really straight and strong. Then inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Take a huge breath in, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips, drop your head and your arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull the front of your heart to the front of the room. Hold here, keep breathing. I'm smiling because I can see y'all's pets. Hug your low belly up to the front of your spine. So instead of letting your ribs sag down, create an engagement in the front of your body and then keep that. And then pull the front of your heart more to the front of your mat. Your hands could either be on the floor or on your shins. Take a huge breath in, lengthen your tailbone more back. Exhale, downward dog. Put your hands down and walk them out into a long down dog. Spike up high onto your heels, onto the balls of your feet so that your heels are lifted. That makes more sense. Make your legs as straight as you can get them. Tone your low belly, and we'll kind of move almost like we're going through a cat pose. Hug your front ribs in. Move your back ribs up and forward. Shift your shoulders forward over your wrists, and lift your chin out away from your chest. Take a huge breath in here. Exhale, downward dog. Press your hips up and back. Same slow transition. Spike your heels up. Inhale. Roll through the low belly, keep breathing. Hug your front ribs to your back ribs. Shift your shoulders over your wrists and lift your chin away from your chest. Stay here, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Last time, spike your heels up. Make your legs straight.
Roll your low belly in, point your tailbone at your heels. Hug your front ribs in. Shift your shoulders over your wrists and lift your chin away from your chest. Place your knees down onto the floor. Point your tailbone at your knees. Inhale, lift your chin out away from your chest. Exhale, lower halfway and hold. Set your pelvis down onto the floor and untuck your toes. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, cobra, stay low, lift your chest and slide your shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, lower down, place your forehead on your mat. Again, cobra, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down, forehead to the floor. Last time, cobra, make your legs stronger. I could feel mine were turned off. Exhale, lower down, forehead to the floor. Tuck your toes. Either move through a reverse push-up or a tabletop to get back to down dog. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Help hike your foot forward if it didn't make it all the way. Set your left knee down onto the floor back behind you. Your left leg should be long. Untuck your left toes. Either keep your hands on the floor or place your hands to interlace on top of your right thigh. Or to feel a little bit more openness in the front of your chest, place your hands on your hips and point your elbows more to the wall behind you so you feel that expansion in the space across the front of your chest. Lift your rib cage up off your pelvis and lift more through the front of your heart up. Bend your right knee straight forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, place your hands on the floor if they aren't there already. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee off the ground. Step forward, left foot meets the right at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift when you get there. Remember, the belly is engaged. Lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach your arms all the way up, stretch up high. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your heart. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the sides of your body. Just step your left foot back. Exhale, put your hands down. Move your left foot to the back of your mat. So right foot is forward again. We'll keep the left knee lifted this time. Plant your left hand down under your left shoulder. If you're making room for pregnancy, just move your left hand wider to the left. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. So you turn open through your right chest. You turn open through your right ribs. It is absolutely okay if you let your left hip sink down into it. If you're trying to feel more of a low back twist, lift your left frontal hip bone up away from the floor. If you have any low back issues, purposefully allow your left hip to dip. Bend your right knee straight forward and lift the back of your left knee up to the ceiling. Take one more inhale, reach up higher. Down dog, exhale, place your right hand down and step back, stretch your hips high. Step your left foot forward between your hands and set your right knee all the way down onto the floor. Instead of right knee under right hip, your right leg is long. Untuck your right toes. Either keep your hands on the floor or lift your shoulders over your hips and interlace your hands on top of your left thigh. To add a little bit more of a heart opener, place your hands on your hips and point your elbows more to the wall that's behind you. So in the front, it looks more like an expanded heart. Bend your left knee straight forward and move your hips down and forward. Feel that you can grow longer in the front of your body as you lift your sternum up and out away from your pubic bone. Take one more full breath into the front of your body. Exhale, place your hands on the floor. Tuck your back toes and step forward, right foot meets the left. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen a lot. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, rise to standing, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Put your hands down, move your right foot back. We'll keep the right knee lifted. Plant your right hand down flat and firm. If you're making room for a pregnant belly, move your right hand wider to the right if that feels okay. Lean your weight into your right hand and reach your left arm to the ceiling. You can either look up at your left hand, or you can make the back of your neck long and look straight ahead like your chin is in line with your chest. To feel less of a twist, you could also put your right hand up on something, a block or a book or something else that you have. If you're ever modifying for a low back issue, let your right hip dip down. And take one more deep breath in. Exhale, place your left hand down, downward dog. Step your left foot back next to your right. Inhale, plank pose, heels up, hips up. Hug your ribs in. Roll through your spine. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Inhale, cobra, lift. Hold here, keep breathing. You could be low, you could be medium, or you could be higher as long as your elbows are still bent. And turn to the back of your right shoulder like you want to look at your right heel. Open your right chest more away from the floor. Inhale through center, lift the base of your skull. Other side, exhale, turn to look back over your left shoulder like you want to see your left heel. Okay, back through center, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Okay, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, feet forward, step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. Keep moving, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, rise to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Inhale, stretch your arms high, take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. You guys look great. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. So that's mid-plank. Put your hands down, step or jump back, and lower slowly. Inhale, lift your heart, up dog or cobra, your choice. Fill your lungs. Exhale, downward dog. Hold and breathe. Lengthen the back of your neck. Stretch your hip creases even higher, up and back, away from your armpits, so you feel more length in the sides of your body. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, feet forward, step, walk, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your chest. Inhale, stretch your arms out and high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen a lot. Exhale, Chaturanga. Put your hands down, step or jump your feet back, and lower either halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog, lift your heart, move your shoulders down and back. Downward dog, exhale. Slow down your breathing. And notice what your response to movement is, your response to challenge and sensation and a warming of the body. Just notice without judgment. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, feet forward, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your heart. Inhale, stretch your arms high, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips, lower your head and your arms. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, step or jump. Bend your elbows straight back. Inhale, up dog or cobra, lift your heart, lift the backs of your knees. Downward dog, exhale. Inhale, stretch your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Stay on the ball of your back foot, crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Just for the first part of this pose, bend your elbows and bring your knuckles up high to the base of your spine. Point your elbows a little more back behind you and slide your shoulders, even with your knuckles here, slide your shoulders down away from your ears. Then lift your heart up more and start to move your knuckles more down toward the floor back behind you. Your elbows don't have to be straight, but they're moving in that direction. Then inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Warrior two, exhale, place your back heel down, extend your arms out and hold. So we've got the right knee very bent. We've got the left leg very straight, and the heels are in a line with each other. Extend your arms out long, parallel to the floor, and energize between your fingers. Straighten your right leg all the way. Inhale, reach forward, move your left hip more backwards. Exhale, triangle, place your right hand down, maybe on a block. Reach your left arm up, block or book. My joke is a bottle of Clorox wipes, right? Anything that you have handy. Turn your left rib cage and your left chest open away from the floor. Then reach up more with your left fingers, like you can make your whole wingspan longer. Turn your left palm forward so that it faces the front wall. Extend your left arm any amount alongside your left ear. Stay here, take a huge breath in. Exhale, stand up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach up and back with your right arm. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Put your hands all the way down. Step back and either take a vinyasa or lift to down dog. Good. Choices. Good. From there, inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot all the way between your hands. Crescent lunge, inhale, rise to standing. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Your back leg does not have to be straight. You can bend your right knee, especially if you feel tightness in the front of your right hip. Bend your elbows and bring your knuckles up high to the base of your spine. Then point your elbows more back, like you're joining them together behind you. Doesn't matter what you look like. And slide your shoulders down away from your ears. Bend your left knee straight forward. Lift your heart up and start to straighten your arms. And inhale, stretch your arms, both arms up.
Exhale, warrior two. Place your back heel down. Make sure you have a nice long stance between your feet. So I do want you to feel challenged. When you bend your left knee straight forward, you should feel a hip opener in this pose. Sometimes what happens, if the stance is too short, we don't feel anything in the hips. And if we were to sit deeper, the knee would go beyond, over, forward, past the heel. So nice long stance. Soften your shoulders down away from your ears. And extend out through all 10 fingers. Breathe slowly. Then straighten your left leg all the way. Inhale, reach forward like you want to touch the front wall. Exhale, triangle, left hand down, maybe on a block. Right arm up. Your hand, your left hand, can either be inside or outside of your left foot or leg. Outside is more challenging. So regardless of where your left hand is, I'll ask you to lean back. Lean your upper body back so that your 2 shoulder blades are back in line with your left hip and your left leg. Lengthen your left bottom rib forward away from your left hip. Then stay here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, warrior two, stand up and bend your left knee. One long inhale, reverse warrior. Reach up and reach back with your left arm. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Put your hands down, step back, and lower slowly. Inhale, cobra or up dog, lift your heart.
Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, feet forward, step, walk, or jump. Sit down onto the floor. Lie down all the way onto your back. This will go pretty quick. We're just gonna do one thing while we're here. It's one thing on each side. So while you're lying down on your back, plant your feet on the floor so that your knees are bent. Then cross your right leg over your left leg. So instead of a figure four, if this angle is better, instead of a figure four, you're closing your legs together as best you can. If you're pregnant, this is where your legs are gonna stay. I know I have a few students who are modifying for pregnancy. You can do the rest of it with us, but you're gonna leave your left foot on the floor like it is. So once we move the leg, you won't. Everybody in class, cactus, bend your arms, and we'll do eagle arms right on top. I always have to look. Eagle arms right on top, right upper arm on top of left upper arm. So this is what I'm trying to look like while I'm lying down. The backs of your hands don't have to touch. You could wrap twice, palms touch. It's okay if your hands are far apart from each other. So it's like your forearms are parallel to the floor. If you're not modifying for pregnancy, pick your feet up and also make your shins parallel to the floor. Join your outer shins, your outer calves together on each other. If you don't have any knee issues, curl your right toes behind your left calf. That's totally optional. On an inhale, without losing either of your binds, stretch your fingers more to the wall behind you and your toes more to the wall in front of you. Exhale, curl your elbows to your knees. Lift your shoulders off the floor and try to curl your tailbone to point up. Inhale, extend. The elbows and the knees will move apart from each other. You can set your head on the floor. Exhale, elbows to knees. Lift your shoulder blades and curl your low back down. That's 2. Inhale, extend. Reach your elbows and your knees away from each other. Exhale, curl in close. Lift your head and your shoulders. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale, curl in close. Last 1. Inhale, down. Exhale, curl it in. This last one, we're going to hold it for 3. Hold for 2. Curl your low back more down. Hold for 1. Then release and unravel. Set your head and your feet on the floor. Only one more side. We'll be back on the feet. Plant your feet on the floor. Cross your left leg on top of your right leg, like you're chilling out, sitting in a chair. Cactus bend your arms. This time we've got left on top of right. Left arm on top of right. Hands can be far or close or wrapped twice. Either to modify or pick your right foot up so your shins and your forearms are parallel to the floor. You could curl your left toes behind your right leg. Take an inhale, extend the belly, reach your fingers back, press your toes forward. Get as long as you can without losing your bind. Exhale, curl in, elbows to knees, lift your head off the floor. You can move your elbows past your knees on one side if you need more of a challenge. Inhale, reach apart. Exhale, curl in close. That's 2. Inhale, reach, extend, and expand. Exhale, curl in, almost there. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it in close. Last one, inhale, extend. Exhale, curl in tight. Hold the last one for 3. Make yourself tinier and tighter. Hold for 2. Stay here for the last 1. Then release, unravel, head and feet to the floor. I like that one. I hadn't taught it in a while. I was thinking about it. Yesterday I was excited to do it, which is something I should not admit probably. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. I know it's my idea of fun. And let's meet, please, standing up at the top of your mat. Let's be in a forward fold. So you can rock up and down the length of your spine. You can use momentum or not. Feet to the floor, stand up, hips to the ceiling, and just fold here. Bend your knees generously, drop your head, relax your arms, and roll to standing slowly. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up, reach high. Exhale, forward fold, lead with your heart. Inhale, halfway lift, pull the front of your heart forward. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Put your hands down, take your feet back and lower halfway or all the way. Cobra or up dog, lift your heart. Downward dog, exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to the low back, they interlace. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, slide your knuckles down. Hold here, bend your right knee more, and lift the back of your left knee toward the ceiling. Then inhale, reach your arms up. Warrior 2, exhale. Straighten your right leg all the way. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, triangle, place your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Then place your left hand on your left hip, or place the back of your left hand at your low back. Hold here, turn your left chest more open away from the floor. Take a deep breath in. Keep your left hand where it is. Exhale, stand up. Bend your right knee. The left hand is still at the low back or on the left hip. Then pat yourself on the back with your right arm so that your right elbow points up. Your hands might get closer together. You might bind your fingers, or your hands might be far apart. All are perfect options. Bend your right knee straight forward. We'll keep our cow face arms, and we'll do like a reverse warrior. Reach your right elbow up and back away from your right hip. Lengthen from your right hip to your right elbow. Stay here for an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Put your hands down, step back, and lower slowly. Inhale, cobra or up dog, or you can be like me and go straight back to down dog. We will all meet. Good. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, interlace your hands at your low back. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, slide your knuckles more down. Hold here. Bend your left knee straight forward and lift the back of your right knee up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten your left leg all the way. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, triangle, left hand down onto something or the floor. Reach your right arm up. Place your right hand on your right hip. Or place the back of your right hand at your low back. Two options. The first one is less sensation. Turn your right shoulder open away from the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, stand up. We'll keep the right arm where it is. Bend your left knee and extend your left arm forward. Then reach your left arm up and pat yourself on the back. Your left elbow will point sort of straight up to the ceiling. Your hands can be far apart from each other, like left hand at the head, right hand at the low back, or kind of close or touching. Some people like to grab a towel. It's optional. Your hands do not have to touch. Bend your left knee straight forward. And we'll do a reverse warrior with our cow face arms. Instead of turning open to the ceiling with your chest, make sure this is still a side stretch and you're facing the sidelong edge of your mat. Reach your left elbow more up and back away from your left hip. Take a huge breath in. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Hands down, step back, and lower slowly. Inhale, lift your heart, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Comfortable seated position, please. Make your way to a comfortable seat. Rest your hands on your legs. If you're like me and you feel warm right now, you might prefer palms face up on your thighs. It can feel a little bit cooler. Close your eyes and slow down your breathing. Turn your awareness within and find out what you can learn from yourself through this practice. Find out what you can learn about yourself from this practice. If your mind wanders, that's okay, you're not alone. Be kind to yourself as you guide your awareness back to your body and back to this breath. And let's all together take a deep breath in, fill your lungs all the way. Open mouth, exhale. Okay, next pose together is pigeon. I'm going to teach from down dog. We're going to get into half pigeon. If you know right now that you prefer reclined pigeon, you can lie down on your back and make a figure 4 with your legs. If you know you prefer a different version of pigeon, you can go into that too. So down dog, if you're moving with me into half pigeon, take your right shin forward across the top of your mat and set your left knee down onto the floor. Move your left kneecap longer back behind you so that your left leg is really long. Your hips do not have to touch the floor. You could have your hips, your pelvis higher up away from the ground. Lower to your forearms. We won't be here for long, but we do have another hip opener after this. Or a couple. You could rest your head down onto something, either the floor or your stacked arms or even your stacked fists if you can see that from far away. You can rest your head down. See if you're able to relax your belly more than it is. See if you're able to relax your jaw more than it is. Can you deepen your breath? Please take your time to switch sides. You can go back to down dog and move around. If you're on your back or in a different version, take your time to switch sides. You can move your right leg around behind you either from a tabletop or a down dog. And then we'll get ready to set up for the second side wherever you are, from down dog or wherever you are. Pigeon, take your left shin forward across the top of your mat. The left one does not need to be parallel to the top edge of your mat. You can have your left heel really down close to your right hip. Extend your right leg so that it feels long back behind you. You might lower to your forearms or lower than that. Feel free to rest your head on something, even if the floor is far away. You could take a pillow or your stacked arms. And for the few breaths that we're here, I want you to focus on what doesn't need to be working. What can relax? What can you let go of that does not serve you? Relax your belly and your jaw. And as you make your way out of this second side, the next place we'll be together is seated. You can go back to down dog or tabletop if you want to shake your left leg out so we're not in a hurry at all. And you'll make your way to a comfortable seat. Let's go ahead and sit, if it's comfortable for you, cross-legged with your right shin in front of your left shin specifically. So comfortable seat, right leg, shin crossed in front, and also flex your feet. That might be better for the Zoomers. Also flex your feet there. Your knees might be high, that's okay. So I teach cow face pose, Sanskrit name Gomukhasana, a little bit differently than most teachers, I think, because I like a really slow entrance. We all talk about bus stops, right, as yoga teachers. So you have a bus stop, and if you ever go too far and you're like, this doesn't work for me, just go back a bus stop. So this is bus stop number 1. A lot of us feel a hip stretch here. If you want to move to the second bus stop with me, extend your left leg straight forward on the mat in front of you, left leg straight, bend your right knee and point your right knee up to the ceiling. I'm not even going to try to mirror you. Plant your right foot flat on the floor and push down through the ball of the big toe behind the ball behind your big toe of your right foot. Flex your left foot. Sit up tall. You could even use your hands behind you to do that. If you feel a stretch in the outside of your right hip, this is your bus stop number 2. If you're ready for bus stop number 3, take your left hand and grab your right foot. Slide your right heel towards your left hip so you can stack your right knee on top of your left knee. For a lot of us, that won't happen, and that is totally fine. There might be somewhere in between where your right knee is moving toward your left knee. If everything feels good, you might feel a stretch in the outside of your right hip. This could be your pose. Final bus stop. Well, towards the final bus stop, option bend your left knee and bring your left heel by your right hip. So your knees are stacked. It's okay if your right knee is high, that's fine. Aiming towards pointing straight forward. And this is Gomukhasana in the legs. Earlier in class, we did Gomukhasana in the arms while we were in Warrior 2 and Reverse Warrior. I prefer to do them separately. If you really want to do cow face arms right now, go for it. I like to focus on the shoulder opener by itself, and I like to focus on the hip opener by itself. I think they're complex enough as poses to stand alone. You might be working on a long spine with your hands behind you on the floor. You might take your hands to the floor in front of you. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my back. Instead of round spine like forehead to knee and rolling to the backs of the sitting bones, make your spine really long and take your belly button toward your knees. Take your heart up and forward like you're rolling to the fronts of your sitting bones. Can you feel that difference in the hip opener on the right side? Just a couple more breaths. There are lots of different versions of this pose. If you have one that you prefer, please be in it. If you're leaning forward, lift yourself back upright. Everybody unravel your legs and extend both of your legs. Everybody legs straight forward on the mat in front of you, and just windshield wiper your toes or bounce your knees around. Okay, we'll do all that on the second side. Cross-legged with the left shin in front of the right shin. Did you remember this was bus stop 1? It was a long time ago. Knees could be up, knees could be down, doesn't matter. I like to flex the feet here. If you want to go farther, closer to the next bus stop, extend your right leg straight forward, flex your right foot. I know my tripod is messed up on the live stream a little bit. Hopefully you can see this. Pick your left foot up, place it to the right side of your right leg so your left knee points up. You can either hold onto your shin or put your hands on the floor behind you to sit up tall. From there, close your left knee more on top of your right knee as you bring your left heel closer to your right hip. It's okay if the left knee stops away. And then closer to the final bus stop is to bend the right knee. Move your right heel closer to your right hip. So it's Gomukhasana. And the story behind naming it cow face is that when you're in the full expression of the pose, which I don't usually use that phrase, I'll tell you why later. When you're in this bus stop, I'll say, of the pose, when you flex your feet, you look down, and that is supposed to be the cow's face. Your knees are the nose of the cow, and your feet are the ears of the cow, which I just kind of think is precious, right? So cow face. Sit up tall. You can either have your hands on the floor behind you, or hands on your legs, hands on the floor in front of you, or with a long spine, like you're rolling the fronts of your sitting bones. You might lean slightly forward. If you feel too much, back off. We do not come here to make the shapes with the body. We do not come here to serve the shapes of this practice. Instead, we're using the practice to serve the body. How can this shape serve your left hip? Yep, we're ready to get out of it. Lift yourself back upright, unravel your legs however they were. Windshield wiper your toes or bounce your knees. And go ahead and lie down flat onto your back.
Once you're lying down flat on your back, your hands can be anywhere. Plant your feet on the floor so that your knees are bent, and separate your feet wider to the edges of your mat. With your feet wide, we'll keep them there. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. So when your knees fall to the left, your right quadriceps and hip flexors, so the front of your right thigh, should get longer. You can intensify that by pushing the bottom kneecap. So if you're moving the knees to the left, you'd be pushing the right kneecap more forward, and you're still moving at your own pace. So windshield wipering the knees and lengthening through the front of each thigh, one more than the other, and switching. Next time your knees fall to the right, leave them there. Extend your arms out to the sides in a T. If you need more, so if you're modifying for pregnancy, stay right here. This is your pose. If you need a deeper twist, close your left leg on top of your right leg. So that's left knee and foot onto right knee and foot. Glue your left shoulder down and turn your chin to the left. Okay, back up through center, plant your feet wide, knees to the left. So the feet are wide, knees to the left. This can be the first pose, or more of a twist. Stack your right leg over on top of your left. You'll feel your right hip lift away from the floor, creating a spinal twist. Lift your knees back up through center. Happy baby, bend your knees and grab onto the outer edges of your feet. You could rock side to side or straighten out your legs. And release, hug your knees to your chest. Next pose is Shavasana. I'm going to make my way to my comfortable seat as the teacher. You can make your way into Shavasana. Extend your legs straight out on the floor in front of you. If it isn't already playing, so I think, actually, I don't know, the playlist, I don't know how the timing is working, but the last playlist, or the last song on this playlist is my Shavasana song. If it hasn't already started and you want to skip to that last song, it's called Ajna, A-J-N-A. So take your time. I know if you want your socks or your blanket or your pillow or something, make yourself comfortable. You set your song that you like, and then Shavasana. So you make yourself comfortable lying down or however you prefer to be. Close your eyes. Relax the muscles of your face and settle down with the weight of your body to the support of the earth beneath you. Once you're settled in, just allow yourself to be still. I know that's not easy for all of us. Some of us, this is the best part. Some of us, this is the challenge. But isn't it like that for the entirety of class? We have favorite parts, we have least favorite parts. But we know that we do this practice because it makes us better. You deserve this stillness. You deserve this rest. I'm going to give you a couple minutes of silence and stillness before I take you out of Shavasana. So give yourself permission to be still and enjoy it. to deepen your breath. Find movement in your hands and in your feet. Find movement in your arms and in your legs. Rock your head gently from side to side on the floor. Stretch your arms behind you on the floor. Take a long stretch. Take a deep breath or a sigh or a yawn. Fetal pose, either side. Bend your knees, roll over, and rest your head on your bottom arm. When you're ready, press yourself to a comfortable seated position. Once you're upright, take as much time as you need. Bring your hands to prayer at your chest and bow your mind to your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thanks, y'all. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you're on Zoom, hang out for a second. We can unmute ourselves and we'll hang out. If you are watching on Facebook Live or you're watching on YouTube, of course, the videos will be archived. You can always come back to it. We really appreciate your donations. If you'd like to use Venmo, the username is @PracticeYogaAustin. If you'd like to use PayPal, it's PayPal/PracticeYogaAustin. Thank you so much for your support week after week. Keep on practicing, and I'll see you next week. So Zoomers, you can stay on. Again, we're doing a full schedule of classes all day, every day at practiceyogaustin.com. If you want to see and be seen, you can get on Zoom. So I'm going to sign off of Facebook and YouTube, and we'll stay on to hang